In fact, I'll share with you 5 ways today. 5 ways that you can actually use a council to your advantage. So the first one I'll jump straight into is regeneration. So let's say you are looking for a new area, you're trying to find a new area. One of the things that we look at Premier Property is to find out, what is the council doing for regeneration? What's actually happening in the area? How much money is actually going to be pumped in? And even more importantly, how much money has been pumped into the area? So that will really help you to find out, what is actually happening in the area, what kind of stock that you could be actually buying in the area, what kind of strategy you should be developing in the area when it comes to property, understanding what type of regeneration is happening. And all of this you can find very easily. If you go to your local council website, you will find information in there, tabs in there, all about regeneration, so that you can get this right very quickly. And all the information is at your fingertips. Very simple, very easy, very effective is what we find it at Premier Property. And I hope you find this effective too. So following this, I want to share with you another way that you can actually use a council website to your advantage. So local housing allowances, the LHA, so benefit tenants, so the rates that they're actually being paid, what's actually the rental market there. One of the strategies that we have at Premier Property is, helping people to get really good homes and, working with the council where we know that there's a confirmed figure with the local housing allowance, the rent that you're actually going to get paid. So very quickly, once again, right in front of you, what you've got is a very credible source that you can use to your advantage, and you can just very easily get the numbers for local housing allowance. So you can use that as a really good benchmark for a minimal rental in any area across the whole of the country. Very resourceful, very quick, very sharp, very fast. So talking about quick, very fast and very sharp, let me share with you point number 3. Point number 3 is thinking about planning policy. So if you are, let's say, looking at HMOs, house of multiple occupancy, or maybe you're in permitted development, or maybe you're looking to develop, you're considering developing, what is it that the council will actually allow you to do, and what is it the council absolutely don't want you to do? Because one of the biggest mistakes that investors do make is they just take something generic out there that's being said, such as, let me give you a very good example. They'll take a house and they say, oh yeah, I can convert this house into 3 flats. Well, that might sound great in concept, but the question is the planning policy in the council, in the area that you're investing in, allowing you to actually do this? What is their take on it? Is it the fact that there's too many of those types of properties, that type of stock that's already been converted? Or is it the case that the council's absolutely up for it because they need this stock, they require it from you? So a very quick way of actually checking all of this before you start spending money on surveyors and architects and buying properties in that area is that you can really check this very fast on the planning council policy in terms of the council website. So you go to the council website, there will be a tab on there all about planning policy, and you can very easily, literally within 30 minutes, you can check in, have a little quick check-in on finding out what the planning policy is. 30 minutes, an hour, you spend the time on that with a quick, fast, sharp start, and you will find out what the councils actually want. So we've discussed regeneration, we discussed local housing allowance. We're now discussing planning policy. Now, another thing that you can be looking for, now you can be slightly cheeky, on the right side of cheeky, as we are at Premier Property. So another thing that you can be checking in on is finding out where planning has actually lapsed. So there will be investors out there or people out there who want you to actually be getting planning. However, they find that after a number of years that planning has lapsed. So you can pick up sites like we do at Premier Property where you check on the council site, looking out for planning, looking out where the lapse planning has actually happened, and contacting that owner and finding out if that property is up for sale. Because that way there's a very easy chance, 90% plus chance, as long as it's fairly recent, within the last 12-18 months, you'll find that the planners are usually quite amicable with this, and they'll be quite happy to reinstate the planning or for you to put in a new planning proposal. So you can use your council website to do all of this literally at your fingertips in minutes. Awesome, real awesome resource for you to find out about lapse panel planning. a real quick way of adding extra margin to your bottom line and moving forward in property investing. And where did you get all this from? It all starts from the council website. So the final one I want to share with you right now is all about the things that you can be doing where you can be actually doing something just slightly outside the box. And I'm going to share that with you right now. Now, if you're enjoying these tips and these videos, you know that you can subscribe here. And if you're joining me for the first time, my name's Cam Devady at Premier Property. I'm the founder of Premier Property, investor developer. And we do these strategies. We use the council websites exactly the way I'm sharing with you. And you can use these too. So feel free to join in further videos. And the final point I want to share with you today is all to do with grants and loans. Right now, especially in the economic climate we're in right now, there are specific grants and specific tailored loans that you can take advantage of, if you're following what I'm saying here. So you can, take advantage of these, but you got to look for these. They're not normally, on the front page. You just got to dig a little bit deeper and go in deeper and slightly deeper. And you will find that there are specific loans. So for example, in one of our areas, we have 3 investment areas across the country. And in one of our investment areas, there were grants being given anything between £5,000 to £15,000, to make sure that there's damp proofing. So if there's any property that was vacant, there was grants for damp proofing. In one of our areas, Premier Property, we've also found that in the past, there's been grants for things like, replacing central heating systems. So these grants come up. So be looking out for these grants and loans that can help you with the extra little bit of income required, extra little bit of cash required, so that you can do more and you can do things easily. And where does all this start from? Very easy, like I'm sharing with you, the council website. At Premier Property, we believe that you can make things easy, you can make them doable, and make them very tangible. So feel free to watch the next video. It's Cam Devady helping you to take your property investing to the next level.